All right, I'm back. Hopefully that kind of fixed it. If you might have seen a momentary lapse in the stream. That was, I think, my internet getting warm and OBS disconnecting. Hopefully everything's running right. If it's not, let me know. Although if it's not running right, you may not be able to let me know. I guess we'll get to that when I get there. The other thing I'm going to do is I think I figured out while I'm still waiting for my power adapter to get here, I should set a timer for this camera battery, and we're going to try to change it before it dies, because I think that causes a few problems too. I usually set it for about 40 minutes, but we're going to go for 30 today, and hopefully that it doesn't die before then. I think it causes a power spike. It sends my system into emergency mode. Anyhow, so I'm fixing the front skirt, as I was saying. Once that piece dries, I'm going to give it a good 24 hours to set up. We're just going to not have the front skirt for a minute. I think I can get the other one aligned properly, and then I may have to do a little filing and a little sanding. But it should work out pretty good. The music stopped, didn't it? I forgot to put it on repeat. That's better. Anyway, let's get to this upper core. I did figure out, I don't know if anybody was watching the last stream. I got the core stuck. There's a little notch on it when you set it on its base. And once you turn it, you got to get that aligned to get it back off. It was a little bit of a challenge, but I did figure out. Get this out of the way. They actually did put a little notch. And would you believe there's a release for this? The back skirt actually has a button that releases it. I was kind of surprised. I think. I don't remember. I really shouldn't have this put together, but I just can't help myself. But there's a notch here that you line up with a notch way down here that you can't see because it's a little dark. Sorry for the focus. But anyway, once you get that lined up, he does, about right there, it does separate. Be gentle though. You're building this. I almost thought I forced it yesterday and snapped the damn peg, but it did come out. Easy enough. And that's so you guys can see the notch. I didn't actually notice this as I was building it the first time. It's right. This little shiny spot. Little notched peg on there. And that fits. I cannot wait to get a capture card. That fits right here in that notch. Easy thing to overlook, and if you put it together and go to take it apart for any reason, it might give you a little grief. Gave me a little grief. I am enjoying building this kit though. It was I had been saving up for a PGU, and I decided I'd rather have this. And I'm kind of glad I made that decision. Saved myself, I think, about 30 bucks, and I have always wanted a 1/100 scale Cassatria, so there's that. Anyway, let's see where we are. 14. And I think we're maybe getting into some of the green parts. I'm all fuzzy and out of focus. You guys are supposed to tell me that. I don't mind. Don't hesitate to say, hey, dude, I can't see. We're going to use the nippers to hold the page. You'll have to forgive me, I'm eating lunch too. I'll try to mute it. Today it's mashed potatoes. There's a little bit of gravy. I ate the chicken for breakfast. Anyhow, hey! So yeah, I'm thinking after I get done snap building this as I'm painting the bear, as opposed to painting the Psy, I may actually snap build my messer first. It's actually a really intricate looking high grade. Taters fry. Yes, they do, Pinner. Taters do fry. What's taters? This is Samwise Gamgees, I think. I think he was the one who said it. No, it was Gollum. What's taters? The horror. It's disconnected and reconnected again. Do you guys see that on your end when that disconnects? Or is it so brief on the YouTube side you don't notice it? Because it's brief on my side. It's momentary. These two. Let me know if you do. Like, that's a horrible thing. I think that's my fault for not plugging in the internet first. That time it may have been that my PC was switching from Wi-Fi to LAN. And in fact, switching it after I started the stream may actually cause a crash. OBS is, I'm learning, a very finicky program once you start running it. Make all the adjustments in the world that you want before you actually hit start. But once you start it, it connects to another portal, I guess. I don't know. I'm an internet dunce. It was paused. Image was still there, though. Didn't actually show that it disconnected. Just momentary, say, buffer, would you call it? Is that what it seems like on your side? Why are my eyes closed? Open. How was the music today? I watched, very strange watching my own content, but I watched a little bit of the last stream, more for quality control reasons, and felt like the music was a little too loud, sort of drowning my voice out. It's supposed to duck, and I adjusted some of the levels, but there's 3 level adjustments before it gets to you guys, so I don't know if I'm adjusting the right one. But I do appreciate the feedback. It kind of helps me get this dialed in. It's hard to know what's really going on your side. Between the slight delay and really I think I would upset YouTube if I watched my own stream. They might consider that cheating. Just a pause? Good to know, Pinner. Good to know. So are you building anything, Pinner? Do tell if you are. I'm having a heck of a time figuring out where I should cut this. Be still. Right there. Another one of those misleading ones where I'm really afraid I'm going to cut a notch on the part that I'm not supposed to cut. Oh, I need my toothbrush to clean this file. And we'll be right back. And I'm back. Not yet. Not yet to building any kits, I'm assuming. That I think is the only question I've asked. Well, not everybody builds. I would actually followed a lot of builders before I ever actually bought a kit. It was good entertainment for me. And honestly, if my kid hadn't gotten me the first kit, I don't know that I would have ever bought one to begin with. This is a tricky spot to file here. There's like just a little bit of a curve to that. Like I'm missing a gate that was on here somewhere. Oh, right there. I am missing a gate. Should I zoom in for you guys, or do you like it zoomed out? I'm reluctant to zoom in because it's a little harder to keep the focus then. You guys might want like the close-up view. That's good to go. Wow, when I look at my computer, did you guys see that? I twitch. See if I can replicate that. Nope, doesn't do it. I was all twitchy. that side. Just totally filed on the wrong side of that part. And yeah, I got this one. Did I get this one? The only thing of when you start combining... Oh no, I left my back door open and the flies are coming in. Let me fix that. Dog can't make up her mind whether she wants to be inside or outside. The school kids are about to get out. She likes to bark at them as they walk home. There is still a gate on there. I can feel it, but I can't see it. This is one of those... Because it's clear, I really can't see the detail in the part. And my eyes are getting bad. I really do need to think about making an appointment for some glasses. When I started this hobby about 4 years ago, I didn't have a single issue. My vision was like 20/20. I sometimes wonder if this has contributed to that. No, I just realized I may not be supposed to be sanding these off. Oh, I don't know that I'm supposed to. Uh-oh. That might not be good. Don't laugh. Yes, there is supposed to be a notch on that we're supposed to leave, so let's not do any more of that. Pretty sure those were just gates. Oh. Phone's ringing, dude. Caught it. Will excuse me 1 second, I'm going to mute this, but I'll keep building. Sorry about that. I'm back. You guys probably saw my lips moving a lot, but I wasn't saying anything. Oh, I can feel the notch. I just can't seem to get it to line up right. Right? There. Right there. Right here. There. That's seated. Are those identical? They appear to be. A116. Man, I can't remember what color A was. I think A1 is... That's A3. That's N. A1 was a gray part. Oh, no, A1 is a silver. Yes, it is. 16. Oh, that's tiny. I want this guy. Yep, that's 16. These are those parts that I'm always afraid that when I cut them, there's going to be a little tension and they're going to go pling and go flying across the room. And it has happened on many an occasion. I did it a lot when I built my Vercon New Gundam. Man, so many parts I'd cut them and they'd go sailing out of the runners. That's actually why I started cutting the big part of the gate, or cutting the gate off of the sprue. And then later separating the gates. But this is a little different plastic than Bandai, so I'm not having to do it with this. Oh, what was that? I almost crushed that with the desk wheel. That's another inherent danger of sometimes when I drop something on the ground. I'll go to back my chair up and I'm afraid it's like underneath one of the wheels. I don't know how far I'll go on this stream. I plan on getting back on later this evening and maybe potentially building into the wee hours of the morning. Though I was planning on doing that last night and it just didn't work out. But I would like to have kind of like an overnight build. That might actually get this thing finished. If I pushed through the binders, I think I could get it all done. I think. Just a slight gate on these. These are hard to hold. That side feels all right. That one's okay. This is one of those detail parts that it's so tiny you don't notice it when it's in the kit. You know, once you got it all assembled, but it still becomes one of the trickier parts to handle as you're building. But becomes insignificant and disappears after in the final assembly. all these finger crampers. There's probably better ways to hold these, but oh well. Let me go this way. I knew that was going to pop out of there. Boy, I maybe not should be putting these on here, being as that I want to take them off later. That might be difficult to get off of there without scratching the clear. I feel like this needs a turn. I don't know if that's lined up with that notch. But that's on this side. It was not. It's funny how the first one's always really hard to put on, and then after that you kind of come up with a system. Still not lined up. Mostly lined up. I like you should go. There. I got it. Here's the... I felt a click that time. These do go with the little side out, right? Looks like it. I do wish I had maybe just one less row on the instruction manual. Some of the frames are a little hard to see, but they did a really good job with the detail. I'll give them that. When I get my looper out and I look at some of those drawings, they're pretty precise. So it's not so much it's a great manual, actually. No complaints there. I guess the complaint is really more a criticism of my failing eyesight. Oh, we get some gold in here too. That's fun. 15. It's funny, if I were to build another one of these, now that I've built it, anyway, I would actually paint most of this inner frame. Oh, time to change the battery. I'll cut this part and we'll do that. If I were to build this again, though, I would paint all of... Sorry. I would paint all of the inner frame first before even cutting it off the sprues. Some of these parts are going to be a little tricksy for their size. Put them on sticks. I'll get through it. I wanted to build it though, because it's hard to tell the orientation of the parts and like where I shouldn't have paint. I did realize in my last painted build that there's parts you don't want to add paint to. Not without serious sanding, and even then, I think you love gold, don't we all, Pinner? You want a closer look at that? Let me see if I can hold it up here and not drop it. Try that. There we go. It really is. It is a nice sheen. And I gotta say, they did an excellent job of putting the gates on the part where you'll never see it once you assemble it. I think as they were doing the drawings for this, whoever did it put a lot of thought into making sure the gate was non-consequential when it was done. I knew that was going to do that. Wondering if I should clip this on and then attach this. Is there a gate underneath here I'm not feeling? Feels pretty smooth. Feels smooth. Maybe I got it on backwards. Oh, does it twist? Hold on. I gotta get the bad eyesight thing out again. Maybe I can do this without moving the manual though. No, it just sits inside of there. I didn't cut all 4 of those, did I? I don't think I did. Let me think here. Let's do this. Stick you in there. Still came out, but I think I got it to seat that time. I like it. Now I'll do the other one, and then I'll show you. Almost achieved particle beam cannon. Yeah, you guys actually got to see this. This is before I put the next part on. I'll probably show you again afterward, but I mean, oh, there you go. You can see that spot on my thumbnail where I shot myself with a 16 gauge nail about 10 years ago. It doesn't go away. I like to keep it as a battle scar. My precious. That's right, Pinner. Uh-oh. Did I cut those? No, they're right here. You know, every now and again, I will look up at my avatar, and it is actually capturing expressionally my thoughts, even though I'm not making that face. It's kind of fun. No, that's not the right one. Yeah, it is. Trying not to cut any more extra parts. I got about 5 of them now. I'm hoping they all go away when we get to the arms. We're not far from. I think that's after I get these 2 guys on, I think there's a back plate that goes on, and then it is the arms. Like, I really might finish this thing. I don't think the arms are that involved. I think the shoulder bits are where the binders connect. I think there's a lot to those. The arms don't look like they're too much. And truly, the binders don't look that bad. The only thing that may slow me down as I do the binders is just the fact that there's 4 of everything. And by that I mean 32 funnels. And, man, that's going to be a lot to file. Getting the LED kit in it, I think maybe I realized with doing this that, you know, I got the gist of it while we were live, but I did have to spend about an hour messing with it off camera. I still can't believe I broke that skirt part. Worst case scenario, I'll end up gluing that in. I'm hoping I don't have to do that. It doesn't have any pivot function, so it won't hurt anything. Pivot function's in the part it actually connects to, so that's a bonus there. I feel like if I drop this, it's gonna make a resounding thunder. We're not going to, because it'll another. Ooh, I did drop it. Lord of the Rings reference. Uh-oh. Why don't you fit on there? There's still a gate on that. Right there. Do have them turn the right way. Oh. This is his home. Hello, lady. Talking and you can't hear me. That was all muted. I was just saying how much I like this color and how it reminds me of what I put on the Dynames for the V-Pin. I didn't care for the orange necessarily. I thought it needed some metal flake in it. And I was kind of experimenting with candy. That was very early on. I actually almost repainted it to like a flat orange. Decided once I had done the front chest fence that I was going to keep it, but it's very similar to this color. I did change the thumbnail and volume number for this stream. If you guys have been watching any of them after the fact. Oh, this is an issue. What is a gate? What is it? I think you're a gate. I think this is a gate. Here. This is a gate. There. I hope so. I guess we'll find out before I cut the other. There we go. I think that's right. Looks right to me. But it was a gate. It needs to go. She's not as angry as she sounds. She's actually just mad at the missus because she went to work. Kind of an everyday thing when one of us comes home. She likes to tell us that she's displeased we left the house. Pinner, if you're still here, I'm just curious. I say this because I think I had a OBS glitch since, but is chat still working okay? Like if I send you a smiley face. Okay, it pops up on my side. I hope it's popping up on your side. Oh, I hope these are not going to be an issue. I may have to glue these. They don't seem to want to stay. At least not this one. Yeah, it is working good. Good to know. Good to know there. Why does that not stay on? Feels precarious. I don't know if that part's actually where it's supposed to be. It still has a gate. Does still have a gate. Ah, I got it. These are all the same number, right? Yeah. They're not specific. Sometimes you might have two parts that look identical, but one of them may have like just a little different angle to it. Ah, I think that actually is gonna tighten up around that, keep them from falling back out. I hope so. They seem like they want to pop out a lot. Do I still have gates? Do still have gates. Did I just like cut the same part 4 times? Anybody catch that? Is that what I did? Ah, thank you. Good to know, Pinner. I'm glad it is still working. Well, and so far we hadn't had the crash. Though I don't think I actually stopped to change the battery. The timer went off, didn't it? I'll have to do that. I bet you it's about to die soon. And as I said earlier, I think it causes a power spike in my system that freaks my computer out. Alright, on that one, I unplugged my mic, almost caught the part, and sent it into the abyss. You'll have to excuse me. apart on the floor somewhere. It's just not fair, I tell you, me and my butterfingers. Alright, give me 1 second. I'm going death diving. Ah! That one wasn't so bad. I thought I actually lost it. So, definitely need to back this, and hopefully once I put this in, it tightens up on all 3 of them. I feel like you should sit better. Guess that's it. Seriously. I mean, really? Anybody else see that? Ah, I felt the click that time. Let's just do them all while we're at it. Safety first. I feel like there should be more locking to that. Hold on. Yeah, that goes to the outside. What am I missing? How come the one went so well and this one's fighting with me? There we go. A little bit of tension on the wires. All right. Okay, wait for it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that was perfect timing with the music too. Kind of sped up when the music slowed down. I like that. I don't think there's no mid-waist pivot in this. It's funny, you almost would have thought that they maybe would have put like a pivot here somewhere. But I guess considering her size, she's gonna be a little heavy, and every time you add a pivot, you gotta reinforce it. So, kind of makes sense. Well, we got that going. I guess now we're working on the back. All right, well, let's keep going. Happy Friday. What a good day to build. OBS. I have the loudest chair on YouTube. And why do I feel like I'm missing one of these? I feel like I've cut one of those out already. Maybe not. Nonetheless, we want this. I think 29 and 25. 25 is going to be the other side. Oh, no, they're both 29s. That's not a 25. That's my old age coming into play again. Here you go, Pinner. Back to your precious. Golden rule. He who has the gold makes the rules. So I've heard. That's hard to even get my nippers in. Is just not a good angle. The other one's mirrored, it won't be so bad. Can't get the flat side of the blade on the end of the edge that I want. Yeah, this one's a lot easier. For just being a snap build, this is one of the most part-intensive snap builds I've done. And again, I've only built about 4 or 5 kits, but this one still takes the cake, man. All day long. Everything's at just like a slight angle, not quite 90 degrees. I have a hard time. This is the first song on the playlist, and in starting the streams, I've just gotten to where when I hear this song, I kind of see my start screen in my head. Which I'll be adding to that, actually. It's a a little long right now, and there's the one animation where the laser beam shoots the dumpster. But I have some other things I'm going to add to that, where it's, you know, eventually it'll be kind of like a whole little animated scene. Work in progress. But I plan on making that a little bit more entertaining when it's up. That's the start of it all. I like to play around. Alright, orientation. Notch up. One side has a lip, the other does not. That goes up. That doesn't seem right. It's not. I flipped the red part over. That seems more right. Nice detail. That's worth zooming in for. Little metal shining through. That'll actually be more visible when I get some panel liner on it, I think. I hope the panel liner doesn't mess up the coating. I've never messed with a kit that has a lot of coatings like this. If any of you know if that's a danger, let me know. Be nice to know those things before I do it. I am still somewhat new to building. Hope that wasn't too much. Alright, notch up. Easier on the second one. Like I said, when I get to the binders, by the time I get to the fourth one, I should be able to speed build the fourth. Well, I feel like I didn't sand on any of the gates on that white part, but oh, I didn't show you guys the front. Hold on, that's worthy of a close-up too. Like it. I'm having fun with it. Oh, we need a J. The J runner, to be specific. Where is it? I think it sees. Don't hit the camera. Don't hit the camera. Building live is a little bit of a different experience in the sense that you kind of have to manage the Gunpla parts as well as things set up to do it live. I'm sorry for every time I bang against my microphone. And I'm sure it happens. 25 and 22. There's 25. And this is 22. Might make OBS glitch. I just smacked my microphone cable. Hopefully lost signal. Where was I? Yeah, so far I haven't crashed though, so I think I might have fixed the PC finally. So if you you guys have been hanging out and I've suddenly ditched out on you. I always come back. But, pesky Asus lighting program. And I guess I just don't get static white anymore. Cut all four of them, huh? Kind of like this jam. Sort of glad I added it. I was reluctant with the guitar. I thought it might have been a little too overpowering, but I hope you guys don't mind it. That's honestly one of my favorite things in the world is putting in some headphones or just turning on some tunes and firing up my air compressor and my spray booth and just zoning out as I paint some jams. It is like such a fun little happy place to go to. I don't know if any of you guys paint, but yeah, it is. It's a nice little flow state you get in when you do it. Especially when it goes right. You don't have, you know, any hiccups. That one did not cut well. I'll go the other side too. Feels nice, I can still see it, but we are gonna paint. So one thing I did notice about this model kit is they really did attach a lot of their gates to the underside and backside of parts. And if you cut them really clean on the side, any of you guys build this, before assembling anything, double check the backside of the parts. The majority of the gate is actually attached to the underside, I've noticed. They did a really good job of keeping it off the exposed edges. But I've had a couple fitment issues where after I assemble the two parts, there's a gate keeping them from fully joining. That's definitely not a complaint. I don't know that I have a lot of complaints with this kit so far. The only thing that's been a little difficult is building it before paint. It's going to be a challenge, I realize, to get it apart and not snap some of the pegs involved. I'm gonna have to be real gentle with it. Kid gloves kind of situation. Sorry for the fly. I really am. I don't know where they come from. I live in a city, but they just like to come in. And I think they're attracted to lacquer paint. Alright, so... the pegs or the holes? Is the pegs. I really do feel silly using a looper to see some of that. This guy. Man, I had you like perfect a second ago. I'm the destroyer of manuals. Go this way. Why don't you want to go in your hole? Missing something? Oh. Wait. Goes in there. That part slides out, I think. Moving gimmicks everywhere. Extend. I think I got it right side up. I'm basing it off of this little notch here. Good flip. I think this is basically part of the backpack. I think. Alright, so F25 for the left, F22 for the right. That's J. That's J. Are you F? You're E. Somewhere there's an F. I found this to be really interesting. They have oh, my mic app wasn't on. Interesting. My voice was probably sounding terrible. They didn't give it movable fingers. They're static hands. There's the fist pieces and the weapons. I thought that was interesting. I'm hoping I can find some third party. I do like my fingers to move. See? We'll see though. I may not go too far down that realm and do it as a someday. Maybe an upgrade down the line. Oh, I missed a part on that. We want B9. B9! Are you B? Let's put the F back over here before I get there. I gotta take those apart. I skipped this. Where is it? for a completely different shaped part. I really do like how they gave you a lot of different shades of metal parts, and they're all of a different sheen too. I think that was kind of cool. Like the A1 runner is a lot more silver and very matte, whereas this has kind of a blue tint with a shine. No movable fingers, Pinner. I was actually blown away by that. You would think that it would. And I'm hoping maybe I can. I'll be curious to see how the palm assembly goes together. Hopefully they made it to where you could maybe interchange some Bandai hands or something. I guess I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. It's not the end of the world. I still am really, really happy with this kit. But yeah, no movable fingers. Kind of surprising. Showing. Oh. I gotta zoom in again. I'm sorry. I didn't show you this the first time because I didn't have the part attached. Focus. There you go. Anyway, you open. Then it comes out. I think there's even a scene from the anime where that happens. I seem to recall this exact thruster popping out at some point. Maybe it's the opening when you have the Stark Jagan and Marita's deployed to get them off the ground Sierras as they go to the colony. I haven't watched Unicorn in a while. Kind of makes me want to watch it again. That was actually kind of what got me into Gundam. As far as anime is concerned. I watched that before I watched 0079. It was a good entry though, because it's a little modernized. It still, even though some people don't consider it actual UC canon, goes along with the UC universe. Though I don't know why it's not canon. Okay, now we're to the F. What the F? F. Where were you? Did I cut that already? No. more than that, I'm pushing the issue. Which way do you go? I read the first time. I love how they got like 3 different colored grays stacked on top of each other. So K29 and 30 and M13 and 12. I feel like I'm missing something here. Maybe not. Do the K's first and then the M's. I think the M are yellow. Yeah, they are. I want 29 and 30. There's only 6 parts left in this. No, I'm sorry, 7, unless I'm missing some. 5 after these 2 left in this runner. I'm actually starting to get to empty sprues. In fact, I think I've already cut everything off the D runner. Of course, there's about 20 of them that I haven't taken out of the box yet, and I think those make up the shields and binders. I think I cut that way too deep. Almost positive I cut that way too deep. I think I cut the part on that one. Let's compare. Yeah, maybe not. I might have left the other one a little strong. It might be okay. Doesn't look like it has any sharp points. I think there's supposed to be a nub there. On file. Actually, a little chunk of that out. Let's compare. Flip. I did. No, I didn't. Looks like I did because there's still a little gate left there. Right. I got it. Okay. this one. Yes. Why are you fighting with me? The other one went so easy. Ah. You gotta give it a little roll. Look the same on both sides? Yeah, they both got the same gap. I think that's it. Which one's which? Oh, hold on. We're not there yet. We need those M pieces. Why are you stuck? Oh, it's just a little pipe. And 12. Make sure I remember which one is which when we do this, because I've done this with these yellow ones in the past. In fact, we're going to do it one at a time. That was 12. Right? Where'd you go? That was 12. 13's still in there. I'm going to put this in first. It goes in. Take tweezers. We'll be here all day if I try to. We might still be here all day. Try different tweezers if I knew where I put them. There we go. That worked. avatar is making strange faces, isn't he? I believe we've got out of alignment. Maybe not. Could be the way I'm sitting. We'll leave it. Wow, that actually makes a little click when it sits. Pretty sweet. Day 2, 11, and 1. That's N. I like how they put that gate on this armor bit right here. Zoom back in. I don't know why I add sound effects to the zoom. I guess because it's fun. Now, is there any directional thing to this? There is. like this. If it doesn't, I guess we're about to find out. There we go. I love that. Anyway, that actually brings us to the step 13, which is the back. And though it's not a terribly long kit, I've been on for about 2 hours now, and I'm getting hungry and probably need to go visit with the missus for a minute. So I may jump back on here in a little bit. If nothing else, I may potentially do a midnight stream. We'll see. If not, I'll definitely be on in the morning. I don't know. I guess Pinner's the only person who's sent me any chat today, so thank you very much for hanging out, Pinner. I really appreciate it. It makes it a lot more fun when people hang out. I'd do it anyway, but it's nice to have the interaction. On that note, I guess I will leave you guys with my dumpster fire, and hopefully I'll be on sometime between, say, 8 and 11. And I know that's a big window, but unfortunately I never know what's going to happen in life. I will try to schedule it, though, and give everybody about a half hour to an hour heads up before I jump on. But you guys have a wonderful Friday afternoon. Stop back in this evening. See you later. And thanks for hanging out,